The weird world of Tim Hollis, it's muscles, mahogany, mighty milkshake, green kangaroo, and trust me, they're really cool, they're really nice and really fun. A role model for everyone, the Tim Hollis's creation of Weird World.
And now our host, Tim Hollis.
Hey, wait a minute. That's not Tim Hollis. I'm Tim Hollis. Hi, folks. Well, welcome to our very first episode of this new series called The Weird World of Tim Hollis. Thank you, fans. You know, believe it or not, I do have a lot of fans. A lot of people know me for the books that I write on pop culture history. But what a lot of people don't know is that I actually started out when I was about 7 years old writing stories about the characters that live in this country of Weird World. And on this show, we're going to be hearing some of those stories that I wrote so long ago when I was first starting out. And I'm going to be introducing you to some of the characters who live in Weird World. And just be patient. We're going to get to you in just a minute there. I've got to explain to the folks here in our studio audience and the folks watching at home who the folks in Weird World were. Now, I'm going to draw their pictures on the board here. And I'm going to start with the fellow who was the ruler in Weird World. His name was Hang Schwartz. All right, kind of a funny name there. But we're going to show you what Hang Schwartz looked like right here. Hang Schwartz was just about the opposite of the kind of person that you'd want to have running your country for you. He was, he's a total wimp. He was a big coward. He was sort of lazy, too. He was kind of good at getting other people to do his work for him whenever he could. But, you know, he was actually the person who had started this country of Weird World, and he knew, or all the people who lived there knew, that if it hadn't been for him, they wouldn't have had a place to live. So that was wimpy old Hang Schwartz, and we're going to be hearing a little more from him a little later on. All right. Now, there was also a bad guy that lives there in Weird World. You remember him? Mm-hmm. The bad guy's name was Crinklesnide. Now, Crinklesnide, this might be a little hard for you to believe, but Crinklesnide was a green kangaroo. Yep, he was a green kangaroo. So here, we're going to show you the evil old Crinklesnide. And I just know that he makes your blood boil and see him there. So, all right. Just be patient. We're going to get to you in a minute there. All right. We got to give him some bad-looking eyebrows there. Boy, when they got eyebrows like that, you know they're a bad guy. All right. We're going to put him in there just like that. And let's put one arm out here. Now, boy, those hands are enough to scare you right there. Okay. And we'll put the other one over here. And, of course, you know that a kangaroo has big feet like that. So we'll do that. And we'll put his tail out there. And there was the evil old Crinklesnide. And, boy, I want to tell you that in story after story, he tried to come up with a way to get rid of Hang Schwartz so that he could take over and be the ruler there in Weird World. But he never did manage to do that. And the main reason that he didn't is because this guy, Hang Schwartz, had a couple of bodyguards there in Weird World, a couple of superheroes that he could call on whenever he got in trouble. Now, one of them was a fella named Mighty Milkshake. Okay? Now, I'm going to show you Mighty Milkshake down here, if I can find room for him down here at the bottom. But we're going to put him just down there and give him kind of a tough look, you know, kind of like this. And let's give him more hair than I've got there. Okay, and of course with the cape. And we'll give him a big fist just like that. And the milkshake cup on the front of his shirt. And We'll finish him off this way. Now, if Mighty Milkshake were here with us in person, he would probably say something like,
Just wait there, ladies. When the cake comes open, the muscles come out.
yep. So that would be him. And now, there was something different about Hank Schwartz's other bodyguard, and that is that his other bodyguard was a girl. And now we finally get around to you. This is Hank Schwartz's second bodyguard. This is the one and only Muscles Mahogany there. Now, while I'm drawing your picture here, Mahogany, why don't you tell the people how you got to be so strong? I mean, were you born that way or what?
Not exactly.
Okay.
You know how Papa keeps getting stronger by eating spinach?
Oh, yeah, we've all seen that, sure, yeah.
Well, a long time ago, I was a weak little sissy.
Wow, that's kind of hard to believe,
Yeah, it's hard to believe now.
Yeah.
So I decided I wanted to build myself up. So I didn't care for spinach. I decided to make my own protein bar that keeps me healthy and strong.
Wow, that must be quite a story in itself.
Oh, I'll tell you about it later.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, that's all right.
When we have more time.
Yeah, sure.
Do you want to see how my protein bars work on me?
I think that would be very interesting, yeah.
Hand me that one right there.
Oh, is that what that is? Okay, I wondered what that was doing here. All right, there you go.
Now, since this is only a demonstration, I'll take a very small.
Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, do that. I mean, I hope it doesn't take that stuff long to start working on you because we don't have all day,
Oh, no. It's starting to work right now.
Oh, really? What? How can you tell when that's starting to work on you anyway?
Well, I always feel it first down here in my feet.
Oh, really? Okay.
And then it starts to work its way up. And I start feeling it in my...
Hey, look at there. It is working there. Boy, look at that. Okay.
And then...
Just keeps moving up like the stuff in a thermometer, huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
it comes all the way to my thighs.
Okay. Oh, wow, look at there. All right. Okay.
Can you imagine what these could do to someone?
That would hurt if somebody got kicked by one of those, I'm telling you. All right.
It's made it up to here now.
Oh, okay. Wow, like a brick wall. I can see that. Sure. Okay.
Then it finally comes to my arms.
Uh-huh.
And this
What happens then? Well, that is some trick for sure. Yeah. Well, after we have a word from one of our fine sponsors, we're going to come back and show one of our old cartoons that maybe kids of today aren't that familiar with, but we hope the audience will enjoy it. So you make sure to stay tuned and come back right after this commercial.
And if you don't, I know where to find you.
What's so funny? It's the Lum and Abner comic strip. Lum and Abner, the comic strip you can hear.
Hush up, Abner.
Join us each week online for the new hilarious antics of Lum, Abner, and their friends. Click to read, click to listen.
Mom?
Based on the classic old-time radio and movie series, Lum and Abner are back in new comic strips every week. Visit the address on your screen for new Lum and Abner.
Looking for vintage collectibles? Shop for those forgotten retro finds from your own living space. Visit Shades of Decades at Etsy.com. Shades of Decades, where we make memories affordable and shipping is always free.
Well, here we are with another segment of our program where we are going to try to introduce you to some of the old cartoon characters that maybe a lot of today's kids aren't familiar with. Now, I'm sure most everyone has heard of Popeye the Sailor. You've heard of Popeye, of course. Well, we are going to see one of the cartoons that was made in 1952. And the reason that we picked this one for our very first program is that the cartoon actually incorporates footage from one that was made back in the late 1930s. So we kind of see two different eras of Popeye here. Of course, as you see, we're here in the Hollis Museum with some of the Popeye toys. And I'd like to give a shout out to my old buddy Fred Grandinetti from up in Massachusetts, who recently donated some Popeye items to the museum. So thank you, Fred. That's always appreciated. So now, I guess that with no further ado, we will go on with Popeye in the cartoon Big Bad Sinbad.
If you kids wants to be sailors like your Uncle Popeye, you'll have to learn about them. Boys, this is the famous boat that George Washington couldn't have crossed the Delaware without. Huh? Come on now, breaks it up. Now here's Noah, the world's first sailor. And on his maiden voyage, it rained for 40 days, every night. Hey, you kids will get us thrown out of here. Here's a statue of the mighty mariner, Sinbad, the greatest sailor in the whole world.
But, Uncle Popeye, you said you was the greatest sailor in the world.
Well, that's right. I once met Sinbad the sailor and knocked the tar out of him.
Tell us about it, Uncle Popeye.
Well, Sinbad lived on an island in the Pacific Ocean that was far, far away. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man.
Wreck that ship and bring me the girl. So nice of you to drop by.
I never talk to strangers.
Come on, Whippy. We has to save olive oil. All ashore that's going ashore. Last stop, everybody off. Well, nothing ventured, nothing gained is what I always says.
Oh, this sure ain't no tunnel of love. I can tell you that right now. It's inhuman to put chains on pussycats.
That's Olive. Stop. The jig is up.
Oh, Popeye!
What's up your dukes, you sea-wolf?
Matey, nails need trimming.
Why, you little one-eyed runt.
Hey, put me down, you big worm snatcher.
Don't leave me, Popeye!
Dinner is served. Well, hey, wait a minute. Oof.
Get rid of him.
One for you and one for you. No, you don't. Who says two heads are better than one? Nobody can beat me.
Surprise! Peekaboo.
Gee, Uncle Popeye, did you get killed?
Now let me finish. There was me spinning pan, rolling towards the edge of the cliff, and...
Boy, Popeye, give him the old onesie-twosie!
And that's why I'm the greatest sailor in the world. Huh?
Act models and talent pageant judges have discovered and signed several contestants. Ashley did print work, a hair show, runway, and she's Evil, Muscles, Mahogany, and Weird World. Gracie from Georgia signed in March and already has 2 commercials, a fashion show, and a website ad.
Act is where it's at.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers. Have you been arrested for a drug charge, DWI, or DUI? Have you been injured on the job or in an automobile accident through no fault of your own? Are you dealing with domestic violence, divorce, child support, or custody matters? Do you have questions about estate planning, preparing your power of attorney, or drafting a will? For all your legal needs, call Crystal Reed.
Well, now comes the part of the program where we get to meet the people who showed up here in the library of the Hollis Museum to visit with us today. And you can see from this crowd that we've got, this is one reason that we call this the kids show for grown-ups. Because as you see, we've got more grown-ups in the audience than we have kids. But actually, you people watching can remedy that because you can get in touch with us and arrange to have your kids be on one of our upcoming episodes. But you know what they say, you take what you can get. So today we are going to talk to this group and see if we can find out a little more about them. And we're going to start with this pretty thing down here. What's your name?
My name is Abigail.
Abigail, okay. I think she used to write an advice column in the newspaper. Dear Abigail, I don't know. Anyway, all right. What about you, fella? What's your name?
My name is Philip Castaneda.
Oh, okay, all right. Yep, I used to know Philip. I started in the first grade with. That wasn't you, was it?
Might have been.
Might have been. I don't know. It could be because I don't know what his last name was. So, what about you? What's your name?
My name is Natalie.
Natalie, okay. There used to be a character on the radio named Natalie Attired. I thought that was mildly humorous, but you forgot to hold up the cue card for that. Okay. All right. So, see, we don't need the cue card. All right. What was your name?
My name's Mary Turner. I come all the way from Tennessee.
Tennessee.
So
Boy, I love
say
Tennessee.
hello, Rodney, my husband.
Okay. You wouldn't believe how many books I've written about Tennessee. I love that state. And what about you?
I'm McQuailin. I came all the way from Tennessee to see the show.
Oh, did you come you came together? Oh, okay, that was great. It would have been a long trip for you to make by yourself there. and who are you?
My name's Aiden. I like to pick on dorks.
You like to pick on dorks. Oh boy, I can see that he's going to make an enemy out of Mahogany before this series is over with, that's for sure. Well, we are going to go on to another word from one of our sponsors now, but then later in the program, you're going to meet the rest of these folks, and there's no telling what we'll be able to get them to say. So just stay tuned, and we'll be back in a minute. It'll just seem like it was 30 seconds or so.
Come enjoy our patio dining. Our daily specials. Our friendly staff and service, our delicious desserts. More than just barbecue, Dearman's Barbecue. Since 1982. Come see us.
All right, folks, this is actually one of my favorite parts of the program, and it shouldn't be any surprise because this is where we actually get to read one of the old Weird World stories that I wrote when I was first trying to start out being an author. And I picked this one for our first show because it's pretty typical of the kind of stuff that went on down there in Weird World. Now, this actually happened to you, so, Mahogany is going to be able to give us her perspective on how she was thinking when all of this was taking place. Well, this is how this story starts out. Hank Schwartz was driving down the highway in his desk-mobile. You see it there on the screen. This time, there was a small trailer hooked onto the back of the rolling desk, and in the trailer was one of Hank Schwartz's two bodyguards, Muscles Mahogany. There she was. It's certainly nice to get away to the beach for a few days, Hank Schwartz remarked.
Yeah, and it would be nice to get away from Crinklesnob for a while, too.
Agreed Mahogany. What she didn't see was the sinister figure of Crink himself, who had been holding on underneath the trailer ever since they left Hank Schwartz's palace. That's what they think. He sneered to himself. Boy, Crinklesnode's good at sneering. He's been practicing that for years. Once they arrived at the beach, Mahogany checked into her motel room and changed into her swimsuit.
I'm going out to get some sun,
she announced. Oh, I have to stay out of the sun, said Hank Schwartz, pointing out his pale skin. It fries me like bacon if I'm in it too long. Now, Crinklesnide knew this as well as Hank Schwartz did, so he quickly hatched up another dirty trick. He slunk out to where Mahogany was sunning herself on her beach blanket. If I can get her out of the way, he snarled, I'll be free to get that Hank Schwartz. Crink had with him a long, thick chain with a heavy anchor attached to the end of it. With a loud "Rah-ha-ha-ha-ha!" He sprang at Mahogany, and before she even had time to say,
"Hey, what?"
or fight him off, Crink had her wrapped so securely in the chain and anchor that she couldn't move at all. "Now, into the ocean with ye," he roared, tossing her helpless form into the rolling waves. Boy, what a mess you were in that time. Wow. Well, with Mahogany out of the way, Crink next grabbed Hank Schwartz and carried him out to the hottest spot on the beach. And I don't mean a nightclub either. I mean the hottest spot on the beach where he was intending to give him the worst case of sunburn in medical history. "Help, Mahogany, I'm cooking," yelled Hank Schwartz, having no idea where she was. Well, where she was just beneath the water's surface, held on the ocean floor by the heavy chain and anchor. Looking around, she saw a rather soggy, half-eaten old protein bar that some litter bug had carelessly tossed into the water. I mean, this is just sheer dumb luck, this kind of thing just doesn't happen. Well, since she couldn't use her hands, she had to bend over and stretch her tongue a couple of feet to reach the protein bar. Show them how you did that. Bah, okay. But she finally managed to gulp down a couple of bites, and boom! The chain exploded into 1,000 paper clips as Mahogany sprouted muscles on top of muscles. You hear them sprouting there? Grabbing up the anchor with one hand, she shot to the surface like a torpedo. Back on the beach, Crink had just about finished cooking Hank Schwartz in the sun when there was suddenly a roaring sound like a storm coming from the direction of the ocean. Looking over his shoulder, Crink saw what looked to be a tornado roaring toward the coastline. But on second look, he could see that at the top of the funnel was the angry face of Muscles Mahogany. That's enough to kill you right there, even on the beach. He tried to run away, but she swung the anchor like a cowboy's lasso and belted Crink right on the jaw with it. He went sailing through the air, crashing through the roof of an aquarium a couple of miles down the strip. Well, now, tourists visiting the aquarium couldn't quite figure out the new display that seemed to have been added. There was a wooden cutout of a mermaid's body meant for people to stand behind while they had their pictures taken. But now, the mermaid's head looked more like an unconscious green kangaroo. And you know something else? It stayed that way for the next 2 weeks. Boy, I was afraid that you weren't going to get out of that one. Mahogany, sometimes I think that all would be lost in these stories if it weren't for two things: those protein bars of yours and a good rider to get you out of these scrapes. It really takes those two things if you're gonna make a success of yourself. Well, I hope everyone liked that story. If you didn't like it, well, too bad. It's already over with, so you can't change the channel. But we will be back in a minute with another segment of this program, and I hope that you don't know what's going to happen next, because I sure don't know either.
Now available, one of the most fascinating publications to ever spotlight amusement ride's second golden age. From the popular to the peculiar, hang on tight. Leaves no story untold. Order your hardback, softcover, or digital copy today at Etsy, Amazon, or your favorite bookstore.
And now we're back with another of our old cartoons that maybe will seem a little bit strange to kids these days. Have you ever heard of Heckle and Jekyll? Mm-mm. You never heard of Heckle and Jekyll? They were big stars back when I was a kid. And don't go with any funny remarks about that being in the silent movie days either. I know what she's thinking. But no, Heckle and Jekyll were big stars, and the cartoon that we're about to see is actually their very first cartoon. Now, the thing that's unusual about this cartoon is that Heckle and Jekyll, as you can see from this merchandise out of the Hollis Museum here, Heckle and Jekyll were usually brothers or cousins or good friends. I don't know what you want to call them. But in this very first cartoon, they were husband and wife. And at least that's the way the cartoon starts out. You'll notice that about halfway through the cartoon, it's like the filmmakers decided that, let's not bother with that. Let's just make them two friends or two buddies. So you'll see that they kind of changed their mind about halfway through the cartoon. But the best way to do it is to just see it. So now we will go with the very first cartoon starring those famous magpies, Heckle and Jekyll.
afternoon, good afternoon. Oh, so you're looking for a place to live. Well, look no further, friend. Look no further. Ooh, I got just a little place for you. Just for a little place for you and your woman. Oh, way up there, way up there. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. You made a good buy. Peachy pie. Ooh, you'll like it very much.
Now, just a minute. Now, after all, we've been through this thing before. Shut up. Shut up. Now, listen. I'm not going to pull up. But that's wait. Now, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Say, fellas, the boss asked me to ask you if you'd mind being a little more quiet. He's trying to sleep.
What did they say?
They said if you'd mind your business, they'd mind theirs.
They're talking about all you ever do is walk. I'm fed up.
Good evening, Mr. and Mrs. America and all the ships at sea. Let's go to press. Flash, do you have a magpie in your home? If you do, you are most fortunate. The magpie is the most charming bird in all the world. He is the best friend the farmer ever had. Treat him gently. Treat him kindly. And always remember, the magpie deserves your respect.
Hello, everybody. Yes, sir, I've just a little article you need, guaranteed to cure all headache. Now I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I ain't got no headache. Oh, yes, you have, brother. Who knows what will happen next? The shadow knows. Well, 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 if it ain't the little flower. That was fun. Let's try it again.
Maggie, my dear, would you mind asking those uncouth neighbors to be a little more quiet?
Well, we're back. And I think that up until now, the program's been going pretty well. That could change any minute, though. The wheels could fall off this wagon without any warning. So we're only as good as we were in the last 30 seconds or so. So anyway, we're now going to meet the other half of our studio audience that we started earlier in the show. And we're going to start, I think I got interrupted when I was talking to this fella in black. Now, what did you say your name was?
My name's Aiden.
His name's Aiden. And Aiden, what do you like to do?
I like to pick on dorks.
He likes to pick on dorks. Oh my goodness. Well, I can tell you one thing. That's not going to make you a very popular person with Muscles Mahogany because she will hurt you. All right. Just stay away from her is my advice. All right. Well, now this looks like a nice lady. What's your name?
My name's Crystal, and I'm here from Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
From-
Roll Tide.
Oh, we had to get that in there.
Yeah, had to get it.
Don't we get equal time for the... Anyway, never mind. Okay.
No, we don't.
All right. What about this lady on the end? What's your name?
Dawn.
She's
I'm
Dawn. Okay. Delta Dawn. All right. Is there anybody you want to say hello to as long as you're here?
Yes, Rebecca, Zachary,
Okay,
Toy,
wait.
Candy,
but-
her boys.
Wait a minute.
Taylor, Tom.
This isn't a Christmas show. It sounds like you're reading Santa Claus's list there. For goodness sakes. It's only a 1 hour show. You know.
Oh, Rhonda and Bonnie.
Okay, never mind. I'm sorry I ever started it, okay? What about you? What's your name?
My name's Spring.
Spring. Oh, that's a beautiful name. My favorite time of the year, yeah. Where are you from?
I'm from Arab, Alabama.
Ah, I used to know a fellow from Arab. His name was Ahab. Never heard of him? Ahab, the Arab. Am I too hip for the room? Okay. What's your name?
My name's Jason. I'm from Arab.
And he's also from Arab. So, all right, well, this is quite an audience that we've got here, and I hope they've been enjoying themselves all the way through. But we've always got more stuff going on. So after this next commercial we have from one of our fine sponsors, whom we appreciate so much, please keep sponsoring our show. We're going to come back with another segment that you are just not going to believe. So stay tuned.
Welcome to Gardendale Flea Mall and Antique Center, where you'll find deals and discounts on all types of merchandise. Antiques, collectibles, furniture, jewelry, coins, and more. Unique and hard-to-find items. 44,000 square feet, more than 300 dealers. That's 2 large floors fully packed. And it's constantly changing, so there's no telling what you're going to find. Low prices, cool finds, odd deals. Open 7 days a week from 10 to 6. Visit us at GardendaleFleaMall.com.
Where's everyone going? To sign up with ACT Models and Talent Booking Agency. We also host beauty pageants, model searches, and hire out pageant judges, scouts, and MCs. We represent all ages, sizes, and ethnicities, as well as all types of talent and lookalikes. Be sure to visit our website, actmodels-talent.com.
ACT is where it's at.
Well, folks, our show is just about over for this time, but there's no end to the things that happen in Weird World. And in the time we have left, we actually wanted you to meet some of the characters who are going to be showing up in future episodes.
Hey, that sounds like a good idea.
I thought it sounded like a good one. Well, first, here is your bodyguard partner, Mighty Milkshake. Come over here, Mighty. There he is. Yes, sir.
Oh, did you have to start off with him?
Of course, now that everybody's been listening to you for an hour, they want to see what a real superhero looks like.
Yeah.
With those spaghetti arms of yours?
Now, wait a minute, you two. You'll have plenty of time to work that out, and we'll be exploring your adventures in our future episodes. So,
Sounds good to me. I'll be watching.
And I'll be watching cat videos while he's on.
Now, Mahogany, don't be catty. You see what I said there? You said catty and cat videos, and never mind. Hey, look what's coming now.
Well, who's this little cutie pie?
Can it, lady? I'm the one who's going to be taking over your job hosting this crummy show.
Oh, I don't think that's ever gonna happen.
You think you're the only one around here who got muscles? Look at this.
Well, no little super brat is gonna take my job away from me.
Hold on, you two. You know, we can settle this argument later on. You know, we'll have Super Brat back on another episode. And for right now, run along, kid. Tell your mama she wants you.
Why, that little...
Now, wait a minute, Mahogany. Watch your language there, especially with your mom here with us.
You mean my mom's here?
Yes, sir. We are going to get to know this lady and find out more about her.
And I want to get to know you better, big boy.
Huh?
You have no idea what my daughter's protein bars have done for me.
Now, Mom, we don't have time to show off.
Okay, but I'll be back later.
Okay, that should be quite an episode. I just hope I'm still around to enjoy it. And wait a minute, who are you?
Well, at school they call me Dorky Daisy.
What?
I have an awful time with bullies. They just make my life miserable.
Ooh, I hate bullies. If I could just get my hands on them for 5 minutes.
Well, maybe we can work something out where you'll have a chance to do that. Do you think you can hang on for a few more weeks, Daisy?
Well, if I know Mahogany's gonna help me, I think I can handle it.
Oh, good, but I'd watch out for that. Oh,
Did I mention I was kind of clumsy?
no. No kidding. And funny thing is, I don't even have a cat. Poor kid, I just hope you can do something for her.
Oh, I know something I can do.
Oh, good.
Hey, look! It's my buddies from the Great Smoky Mountains.
Howdy, everybody.
Oh, good to see you.
Everybody. We sure are proud to be here.
I'm Blondie Sue Biceps, the strongest gal in all them Smoky Mountains.
And I'm her cousin Lulu Legs, and a critter, human or otherwise, that can outrun, outkick, or outfight these leg muscles of mine.
Well, I know that we're going to have a great time when it's time for the two of you to be on the program.
You bet your spectacles we will.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a rip snorting good time.
Better be a little careful there, Blondie. You might have ripped his snorter.
Yeah, I think that you two had better get on back to Pigeon Forge, and we'll see you again in a few weeks.
Yeehaw!
Boy, what a peach of a pair. Well, don't you look nice? Who are you?
I'm Timid Tion, and I want to audition to sing on your show.
Well, our time is just about up for this show, and I don't think we've got time for you to audition right now.
Aw, come on, Mr. Hollis. Let's at least give her a chance to show what she's got.
Okay. You know, I know better than to argue with you. There's several guys in the hospital that never learned that. You know, let's hear you sing. Well,
You were right, Mr. Hollis. We don't have time for you to audition right now, but maybe you can come back on another show, honey, and I'll give you something to help your act.
Good, because I sure need it.
No comment.
Weird World and myself, Crystal Reed, would like to thank
truck drivers, farmers,
first responders,
law, medical,
Delivery services,
educators, and everyone else that assisted with COVID-19. Thank you.
Well, I guess that just about wraps things up for this time, Mahogany. And wait a minute. What?
Wait a minute, Mr. Hollis. Who's this?
I don't know.
I don't remember seeing her at any of the rehearsals.
That's because I just moved to town, dearie. They call me Evil Mahogany.
But where did you come from?
You know, Crinkle Snide made me in his laboratory. He sent me up here to, take out muscles here and take over the show.
Oh, no. First that brat, and now this bimbo? Okay, sister, if that's how you want it, then bring it on.
Wait a minute. This is supposed to be a family show. I think we have to cut down on the blood and gore that's going on here. I've got a better idea for evil mahogany here.
What would that just so happen to be?
Well, there's an old saying that says, good is better than evil because it's nicer. Now, why don't you try being one of the good guys?
Okay, I guess I'm a good guy now.
Good.
First thing I'm gonna do is go back to Crinklesnide and, work him over once or twice.
Hey, wait! If you're going to do that, there's something you're missing.
What's that?
You don't have any muscles.
Oh yeah, Crink meant to give me those, but he couldn't find anything as hard as her muscles to make them out of.
Well, I know how to fix that. Here, take a bite of this.
Oh, this is gonna be interesting.
Should be. Hey, looks like it worked. Do you think that she ought to have the kind of muscles for superhero work now?
I don't know, let's find out.
All right. Ooh, look at there. I think we have a new superhero in Weird World now. So, now that we got that taken care of, folks, be sure to drop us an email and let us know what you think about our program and if you'd like to be in our studio audience in a future episode. So we'll be seeing you next time. Come on, Mahogany, let's be getting on back to Weird World. All right, come on this way.
Thank you so much for watching The Weird World of Tim Hollis. And we'd like to thank our prestigious sponsors, because without our sponsors, we would have no show. If you would like to sponsor our show, or be one of the characters in our show, or appear in our audience, please contact me, Chris, with Act Models and Talent. The email is actwwba@yahoo.com. The office number is 205-491-3064, or our website, which is actmodels-talent.com. And also in upcoming series, we're going to have live animals to help animal rescues adopt animals. Thank you again for watching.
The Weird World of Tim Hollis, it's muscles, mahogany, mighty milkshake, green kangaroo, and trust me, they're really cool, they're really nice and really fun. A role model for everyone. You got Lula Legs and Dorky Daisy, they're nice and really fun. Timothyana and Super Brat, a role model for everyone. From the Weird World, they showed up and appeared right on your screen at the Tim Hollis's creation of Weird World.
Promotional consideration furnished by Holiday Inn of Pelham, Alabama, and Stuckey's Corporation. www.stuckeys.com.
This has been a Hollis production.